An interesting bit that somebody had pointed out that I'd like to remind people.
Go ahead.
The Roman Catholic Church, how's he put it? Love the sinner, hate the sin. This is their out. The Roman Catholic Church teaches its people that you should not hate the gays and transsexuals just because they've made a mistake. Their behavior is not acceptable, but you should still love them and try to help them.
Well, I got to correct you on that. What's happening now? Okay, they may say that. However, priests that are even chaste are being thrown out if they're gay.
Right, right.
Well, so that's not
chaste gay priests, but
that's not loving. That's not.
Well, no, it is.
They're not committing to sin. How is that?
I mean, historically,
their choice to be gay
people.
is what is invalidating them from those job requirements.
What does it mean?
If you're openly gay, then you've admitted that you are gay, and you're a priest. You're invalidating it because you no longer meet the job requirements.
We have some problem with some saints that were chaste, and he's going to have to get rid of them too. Maybe somebody hasn't figured that out. We have saints that were gay.
What was so infuriating?
They chose to chop off stuff and not continue in the way they were, and so now we're going to have to go redo that.
I think there's a whole generation of kids that probably, or adults now, that would probably welcome news that some of these priests that had been shuffled around were subject to the same fate.
The situation is that the church that you and I grew up in, that actually I left and became an atheist because and came back through the Methodist tradition, is never in our lifetime going to say that
it's okay.
It's okay. They're not going to do it. And this, I like what this person said. This evil little man, which he really is. But what else can you expect from someone who was a member of the Hitler Youth Corps? Okay, that was by Miss Neville. Okay, he is not going to change, and what he's doing now is contrary to everything he believes in. Instead of bringing peace, he is causing more disturbance around the world with his stupid, ignorant sayings. At 81, and he's whacked out of his head.
See, I have a problem with that because
people. I'm sorry, I came on.
We all said
the Benedict.
We all said the same thing about George Bush, and the people that knew George Bush admitted that while his decisions may not have been popular or have been the best, he honestly did what he thought was best. And I honestly believe Benedict is doing what he thinks is best for the Roman Catholic faith. I don't think he's crazy. I don't think he's out of his mind. I think he's doing what he believes needs to be done to repair the faith.
Well, I think
but if you believe this kind of thing,
I think, you know what, I really know, and I mean, honestly, without joking or anything, I read his stuff, well, maybe not every day because I get a little heavy with it, but I get the Vatican stuff 1-2 times a day from them, and his statements, what he's done, and everything else like that. If you read since the time he's become Pope, and then if you want to read before he was Pope.
He was stricter then.
Yeah, he was, and he made sure that priests weren't going to get married. There's a lapse in his logic. He goes back and forth. I'm not sure he does believe what he's saying.
The moment he says it.
And he does, yeah, because I think at 81 he's senile. I think he's off his tree. Okay, that's what I really do. Because his logic, one day he will tell you...
But when the black smoke went up, he was everybody's choice.
Well, guess what? Yeah, well, look at what you're looking at.
A slap in the face. To,
every Catholic, every Roman Catholic, as Callie has started to do, needs to see the movie Deliver Us from Evil.
Yes, I am watching it.
I know friends of mine, I won't say who they are, they went out and got it. They could not get through the movie. It is so disgusting. However, to listen to the families and what has happened, pederasts haven't just been around for 55 years. I got abused. Well, I had a nun that whacked my stuff and all that stuff. And in Ireland, they got a big problem with an abbey over there that's got... they're being charged, I think, last year. They got caught. So there's all this stuff that goes on. This didn't just go on. We're talking, this goes back centuries. Mm-hmm. These clowns have been hidden in the church. The other thing is, you know, like Hoover was gay, obviously. And he was the biggest persecutor of gay people that I know in our
It's
country.
an
It's
interesting
fair.
observation.
Isn't it?
Yes,
Isn't
it
it
is.
interesting? Because I want to tell you, every place that I've been into, and I've been in a lot of Roman Catholics' house and monastery, is loaded. The Catholic Church couldn't function if they got rid of all the gay priests. They couldn't do it because they were in there hiding. They've been in there hiding for years. Okay?
I'm willing to grant that a lot of them may be gay, but how much of it is simply sexual underdevelopment? I mean, if you've got people who are
Does
going
it matter?
Well, just as far as classification goes, I think it does. Because there are gay folks out there that would probably take offense at having somebody who's screwed up in the head classified in the same group as
Well,
they.
I'm not sure they were screwed up. I'm thinking maybe they were kids in high school, not sure who they were,
Well-
and needed to be in a safe place, and the church environment gave
Right.
them that
I
safe
mean-
place.
And that stunts your sexual
Look,
development
this-
right there.
this
and now
is
you're surrounded
not-
by guys.
This sort of thing I don't think is necessarily isolated to the Catholic Church. In the Protestant faith, you grow up getting it pounded into your head that being gay is wrong. It isn't, clearly. But you get it pounded into your head that it is, and then you're not allowed to sleep with the person you love. Now, if you're a Catholic, where is your refuge? How do you earn the grace of God? And how do you deal with this? Do you join the priesthood? They're celibate.
Right. I mean, that's what he was saying now, is even openly gay, chaste, celibate priests are being kicked out.
Kicked out.
But the thing that was really irritating about all this is that the actual UN initiative, which is non-binding, was to simply decriminalize
That's
homosexual acts, because there are countries where homosexual acts are punishable by death. If you get caught committing sodomy, they can chop your hands off, they can kill you, they can imprison you for life. And the Pope's response that, where is it? That which is often expressed and understood by the term gender, in the end amounts to the self-emancipation of the human person from creation and from the Creator. Human beings want to do everything by themselves and to have exclusive control of everything regarding themselves. But in this way, the human person lives in denial of the truth, in conflict with the Creator Spirit. The statement assumes that the physical appearance upon birth is God's intention for you. And I think what you would agree with, and what we contend, is that God's plan is more complex than the genitals I'm born with.
Oh, absolutely.
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 And to say that I'm going against God's plan for me simply because I was born with some difficulties, I think is small-minded.
Not only is it small-minded, it flies in the face of the history of the saints. The saints believed what they did unequivocally because of God, not because some idiot telling them how to believe. I believe what I believe, not because, unequivocally, not because somebody told me what I believe. I believe my epiphany with God and my direction is led by that, so that's what I believe. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting on this TV show, which I'm gonna, if this gets through, sent to the Vatican to say that these.
It's probably $6 in postage. We'll make it happen.
Oh, you don't even need to do that. They're
right
watching
here.
it in Vatican City right now via satellite.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
They're
watching us. Not to worry.
But what I'm saying is, God,
Yeah.
my God,
Yes.
okay, who I believe is Jesus Christ, who that's my God. That's who I believe is God. Historically, that he broke time and history to show us how to live. And the best book that I have to try to find out how he lived is the oldest book, which I believe, academically, as best as I can research, is the Book of Mark. So I kind of follow what the Book of Mark says, because there isn't much of anything that is closer, although some people sometimes say letters from Paul might be closer, but I don't follow Paul, I follow Christ. And that's what I do. So I believe in that. He said, love one another. The most important things, and the simplest thing for me, is love thy God with all your heart and soul, and have no other God before you. So I have a loving God, and I'm not going to accept any deviation from that loving God. The next thing he said, do unto others as you would have done unto you, or something to that effect. So I'm not going to